What I'm about to show you is the absolutely unbelievable email exchange in which the legal team for the far-right media personality Alex Jones accidentally sent the opposing legal team a 2.3 gigabyte digital copy of Alex Jones's cell phone contents. I looked through the directories, and they seem to contain a lot of confidential information. My assumption is now that you did not intend to send us this, to which Alex Jones's lawyer replies, quote, "Thank you. There appears to have been a mistake in the file transfer. Please disregard the link." Now, unfortunately for Alex Jones, just saying please disregard the link does not hold a lot of weight legally.
Did you know that 12 days ago, your attorneys messed up and sent me an entire digital copy of your entire cell phone with every text message you've sent for the past 2 years, and when informed, did not take any steps to identify it as privileged or protect it in any way. And as of 2 days ago, it fell free and clear into my possession. And that is how I know you lied to me when you said you didn't have a text message about saying it. Did you know that?
I told you the truth. This is your Perry Mason moment. I gave them my phone, and then...
Mr. Jones, you need to answer the question.
No,
Did you know this?
So Alex Jones's attorney accidentally sent a copy of Jones's entire phone to the plaintiff's attorney in the middle of his trial surrounding the Sandy Hook shooting. But it gets worse. The January 6th committee wants those phone records now. I'm Yasmin Khan with Rebel HQ, and Mark Bankston, the attorney representing the parents who lost their children in the Sandy Hook shooting, revealed in court that he had all of the text messages and all of the emails that Jones had previously said didn't exist. So Jones perjured himself just by denying he had any records to turn over, but it's possible that those texts and emails are further incriminating. As time goes on, I'm sure we'll learn more about the contents of that data drop. Jones's lawyer, Federico Reynal, tried to get the case dismissed as a mistrial after it was revealed that Bankston had the records and intended to use them in his case against Jones. However, Bankston pointed out that there's a protocol for these types of situations, a protocol that Mr. Reynal failed to follow. He had an opportunity to declare the documents as privileged, but he did not do so. Instead, all he did was send a follow-up message to the documents that read, "Please disregard." According to Bankston, the phrase "please disregard" doesn't have any legal implications. Who knew? In the meantime, there are a few other parties interested in the contents of Jones's phone, including the January 6th committee, and Bankston has already confirmed that he intends to turn the phone records over to the committee.
Sort of jaw-dropping moment that Jones himself called this Perry Mason moment that we've seen developments on related to the entire contents of Alex Jones's phone that were accidentally leaked from Alex Jones's attorneys to the opposition team, right, to the prosecutors, to the plaintiff's attorneys here. Now, the January 6th Select Committee is asking the Sandy Hook parents' lawyer for those messages. Why?
Because Alex Jones pled the fifth about 50 times when he actually talked to the January 6th committee. This is just the beginning for Alex Jones's troubles, and he's going to campaign on this, and he will make back $4 million pretty easily, saying that he was banned and that the justice system is out to get him. That's been his whole shtick even before he was in any legal trouble. So $4 million is a pittance at the moment. We'll see what happens at the second half of this trial.
So this should be interesting. Late last year, Alex Jones was subpoenaed by the committee, and he did the usual. He tried to get out of it, and then when he realized he couldn't, he eventually testified virtually with the committee. But he said he pleaded the fifth, quote, almost 100 times. And he said he did so on the advice of his counsel, mainly for fear that he would inadvertently perjure himself while trying to answer a question too thoroughly. And I'll give you the exact statement he made because it's kind of funny. What he said was, quote, "The questions were overall pretty reasonable, and I wanted to answer the questions, but at the same time, it's a good thing I didn't, because I'm the type that tries to answer things correctly, even though I don't know all the answers, and they can kind of claim that that's perjury because about half the questions I didn't know the answer to." The committee did have some of his phone records at the time, And Jones seemed to believe that they already had everything. They knew that he had helped to secure up to 80% of funding for the January 6th rally, and they knew he was supposed to be at the rally as one of the leaders of the march, though not as a speaker. He was also present at the Willard Hotel for those insurrection planning meetings. And to his credit, Jones claims to have never supported the idea of busting into the Capitol. He called it so stupid and so dumb, and he referred to the day as a horrible, historic fiasco that he wished never happened.
Check out this video of Alex Jones at the Capitol on January 6th after Trump ended his speech, telling his supporters to march on the Capitol.
Tell everyone you know, go to the other side of the Capitol. That's where Trump's gonna be.
Now here's Jones the day after the riot on January 7th on his show explaining how it is that he came to know where Trump was supposedly going to be.
The White House told me 3 days before, we're going to have you lead the march. The Secret Service, before Trump finishes 30 minutes before or so, will lead you to a point, take you out of the front row, and lead you to the place where they want you to start the march, and Trump will tell people, go and I'm going to meet you at the Capitol.
Now, we have no clue what's actually in the trove of texts and emails that the January 6th committee is now very likely about to receive, but texts cannot plead the fifth. There's lots to unpack here.
Just this week, Jones has been ordered to pay one of the families suing him $4.1 million in damages, and his defamation trial with the Sandy Hook parents is still pressing on. And while Jones has already testified with the January 6th committee, it seems as though his role in the investigation isn't quite wrapped. Of course, we all want to know what was in those text messages and emails, the same ones that he said that he didn't have, but who knows if and when that will happen. If the phone records are being used as part of an ongoing investigation, it's possible that the public won't be privy to them until the committee's at least done with them. And in the meantime, we just have to wait and see how effective our justice system can be. It's a trial by jury, but in Jones's case, he's already been exposed as a known and consistent liar. He's already confessed to knowing that what he had done to the families of those children was wrong. He already admitted that he believes the Sandy Hook shooting did in fact happen, and that he doesn't think the parents are crisis actors despite the lies that he pushed saying that they were. He's already had to sit there while a mother who lost her child in an elementary school shooting looked him in the eye and asked him why he chose to push a conspiracy theory in the shadow of such an unspeakable tragedy, why he chose to make an already horrific situation so much worse, specifically for the victims' already grieving families. In other words, the case isn't looking great for Alex Jones, and once this trial is over, it still won't be the end of his legal woes, at least not for a while. All right, that's it for me. Please like and subscribe if you like this content, and you can also follow me over on Instagram and TikTok. Till next time.